Theories. It's come to my attention that some large creators like Second Wind and Larry Bundy Jr. believe to have been affected by YouTube's latest update. One that should have been about restrictive mode, like libraries in schools use. Maybe it's slipping into the regular algorithm, maybe it's something else entirely. All I know is that my previous two challenges did exceptionally poorly in terms of reach for the first time in 2 years. Now obviously sometimes you get a push, other times videos just don't perform, but this doesn't feel normal, so let's test it. No boomsticks or any sticks at all, with survival mode on very hard difficulty, and with only the kind of language that a nun with a wooden board would allow. And so, can you nudge Fallout New Vegas as a true pacifist? A tickle to the forehead and a weird dream later and the couriers got mail. The sandcastle giveaway was a lie and all we got was a band-aid. So we put in a 2-week vacation notice and Larry Wynn Jr. II's ready to cruise through the wastes of the Mojave before getting back to work. We're finally awake and we're special, with 10 in endurance and intelligence, 6 charisma, 5 in strength and agility, 3 luck, and 1 in perception. Our best skills are speech, sneak, and survival, and the traits that most define us are good-natured and skilled. Doc Mitchell gives us a Pip-Boy, plenty of items, and lets us take everything we need for the journey. So I grab whatever I deem useful either to use or to sell later, from steam packs to food to sarsaparilla, and outside we're gonna repeat that feat in every single house in Good Springs and its mailboxes. I thanked Victor for the piggybacking ride that came after the intro's cutscene and kept on turning my inventory into a collection of consumables and trinkets. The schoolhouse is infested with giant mantises and I'm but a mailman. If Good Springs want that sorted out, they'll have to call an exterminator. Through the power of science, I unlocked the safe and got me our first stealth boy. And as luck would have it, there was another one in a container in Victor's shack. I also found the sneak skill book, sold the things I wouldn't need, and equipped the better version of the Vault 13 jumpsuit. In Wife Mitchell's house, I got the snow globe and the clue that Benny left behind. And in the saloon, Sunny Smiles agrees to help this mailman deliver mail. She gives me a green screen of RT Gaming.
I don't think I'm asking a lot, but if you could give me a thumbs up, it'd really mean a lot.
YouTube a few empty sarsaparilla bottles, and Joe Mama's done being nice.
I'm done being nice.
Once Miss Sass left the saloon, I repaired Trudy's radio, insisted on being paid appropriately, and go on to borrow Joe Cobb's stealth boy. There is a doctor bag and some more food in the gas station. Ringo says he can hold his own, so I'll just believe him and be off. It's gonna be a long journey. Well, for me. For you, it's gonna seem like I'm Sonic the Hedgehog. Past Good Springs, we can get some more treasure/junk from Gene. And in Sloan, Chomps Lewis warns us that there are sleep claws up north. I told Chompers not to worry. It ain't bedtime yet. And we also meet Snuffles. She's a cutie. I patched her leg, borrowed a couple skill books, repaired their generator, and that got me to level 2. I put the points into speech, rounded survival to 45, and took the old world gourmet perk. Also paid myself, sold some more stuff, and Chompers threw some NCR $100 bills and fame our way. Now, I am not going north into Sleepclaw territory. I'm going northeast into Neil's shack. Green Gamebryo show us his games. I look for the right rock, jump over it, quick save, and this pretty much guarantees safe passage until the New Vegas trip. But since there's still some items I'd like to offload, after going past Repcon's HQ, I kept on going until the 188 trading post. I did some bartering with the Legs merchant, turned back, and kept on going until Freeside, where a couple young gents were super thrilled to show me their water blasters. In return, I too showed them my favorite hobby, Olympic running. And by the North Gate, we just gotta show the Securitron that much like Mr. House, we too collect bottle caps. A guy kept begging me to play pool, and in the New Vegas trip we're greeted by Victor. What a fast boy! Mr. House can wait, and to prep even further, I visited the Omertas. Specifically, the counter tender, cause he sells buff outs, medics, and turbo. Oh, and Billy's got jokes.
My hotel room is so small. When I put the key in the lock, I broke the window.
I never said they were good jokes. Anyways, we can find some more magazines laying around, and we finally arrived to the tops. Approaching Benny completes They Went That Away. That is a lot of XP, and so for levels 3 and 4 I put the points into speech, took the educated perk and told the stepbro that I'm no longer stuck in the sandcastle. Benny says we deserve the VIP lifestyle and offers us a room in the presidential suite. That's so nice. Ah, he's such a lovely fellow. I go on to make a ton of questions, give him some answers, and let's just say that if Mr. House were Santa Claus, Benny would be getting charcoal for Christmas. Anyways, I give him a bro fist, he leaves, and as soon as his bodyguards come to check in on him and to ask me if I'd like an orange juice, I leave. I don't want to be a bother, plus we've got plenty of food and drinks, can't let it spoil. Some of the characters in the main floor seem slightly worried, but it cannot be that unpolite to refuse a meal. And in Benny's room, we see that he's got his very own Securitron. Yes, man. Yes, man wants me to meet a lot of people and gives me a lot of experience. I go on to check if Benny escaped already, and he did. On the way back, one of the bodyguards asked me if I had enough, and I sure did. Man, room service here truly is the tops. Outside, Vulpes shows up, dressed as if he had a wedding to attend to. But no, turns out that his mighty Kaiser admires our accomplishments. Hey, a rich man sent us jewelry, 'cause we're awesome. You're awesome. Now, funny enough, and even though the bodyguards don't show up outside the hotel, in the Ultralux, everyone's worried. How could the White Glove Society not provide the same service, they ask. Mortimer starts to run out of shame because their presidential suites bedsheets haven't dried yet. And that does it for the Ultralux. Outside, only now does the level up prompt show up. I max speech and put the other 2 points into medicine. Now it starts getting interesting. Obviously getting to the strip early is easy if you know the routes. As for meeting all the factions and going to the Securitron vault under the forts on very hard and without self-defense, that is another story. Or is it? Let's find out. So, to get to Great Khan territory, in Red Rock Canyon, we're gonna need to avoid as many raiders as possible. That means staying clear of the South Vegas ruins and to make sure we won't encounter Driver Nephi, Cook, or Violet. My plan is simple. Make a beeline to the Samson Rock crushing plant and pray for the stormtroopers to stormtroop. Before I know it, the game's throwing me a light show, and while I did make it safe to the plant, well, they're not done. Driver Nephi's crew aren't as much into golf as he is, but fortunately for me, they do have the aim of a not-so-great-grandmother. As luck would have it, the fire geckos were also nowhere to be seen, which is nice. I mean, sure, you can outrun them, but if they get too close, the courier's about to feel the temperature rise. We made it to the canyon, and I may as well just grab the turbo and medics the cons have laying around. That makes it 3 factions down out of the 5, since for the Omertas we just had to chat with the greeter. And in Field Shock I go on to grab Abilene to sell later. The containers had no extra stealth boys in them, and here comes George, the boomer that's not really part of the boomers. He wants to make a bet, and I don't want to forget to come back for my caps. Now, the boomers, they really want to hug you, from a distance, with booms. Big booms. If we stick to the left hill, we should be fine, and if need be, I'll just use some turbo and medics since the stealth boys will not help. Turns out, I'm not gonna need anything except for a doctor's bag. I'll very much need one of those. We're intercepted by a guard, then Raquel near the main gate. I explain the run to them, and they take me to their elder, Mother Pearl. She is quite the character.
Took your sweet time getting here, didn't you?
I wonder why. It's one of those mysteries we'll simply never solve, I guess. After we've had a cup of tea, I go back to the ruined buildings by their gates, and we find a Brotherhood patrol. They are just sleeping. Their backs are gonna be hurting tomorrow, though. And on one of them, we find a holotape. So, in order to meet the last faction, the Brotherhood of Steel, I fast travel back to Sloan, invite a Vark Scorpion to jog with me, and I'm not gonna need the password. The Tin Cans want to meet. Much like the boomers, the unnamed guy by the door wants me to talk by the named guy by the door, who really wants me to meet their elder, McNamara. As a gesture of good faith, we are gifted a dog collar that will allow us to play a little game called Spontaneous Combustion, but only if you stray too far. McNamara's got a task for us, and well, it's an offer we cannot refuse. It's also a pretty simple job. An NCR ranger's been using one of the bunkers nearby and we need to drive him off. The Brotherhood thinks this is about them. It isn't. The ranger's just scouting the correctional facility nearby. And since the ranger's out here by himself, we just need to turn off his radio. Permanently. This makes the ranger feel so lonely that he decides to go hear his friends' voices in person. Back to McNamara, and he's so impressed with his scholar getting the job done that he demands it back. I dip, and another jog later has us reach Prim, where an NCR trooper tells us that the town's off limits due to the presence of escaped convicts in the area. Just deliver mail, man. The NCR will have to handle that on their own. I found a stim pack, made a hard right on the bridge, and went to Jackrabbit Springs. We saw some sad slugs spitting on the floor, and near a pole we can find yet another stealth boy. Oh, and I also found some cows that really wanted an owner. I had to keep yelling, "I don't have a farm!" And that's when they decide that they'll wait for some other guy to come along and take them. In Nipton, Oliver doesn't want cows either. And who won the lottery? He did.
Yeah! Who won the lottery? I did!
In the center of town, we once again meet Vulpes. The man's got a creative wardrobe, that is for sure. And they're headed the same way we are, so to avoid the ambush, raiders, and some more bark scorpions, we just gotta follow the path they'll use. The scorpions did see me though, but they are slow and don't stray from their little cave. Across the road we find Wolfhorn Ranch, another skill book, a unique cleaver, and I spend the night. Get some rest, hydrate, have lunch, and I make it to Camp Searchlight. Aster tells me that if we want a free haircut, we just gotta stand in the middle of town and we're gonna need to avoid some ghouls. There weren't many on Searchlight's north side, and the few that decided to tag along on the sprint got out of breath shortly after giving me a tap on the shoulder. In Cottonwood Cove, we just need to show the Mark of Kaiser to the Legion Explorer and to tell Cursor Lucullus to start rowing.
So I finally get to meet the courier who's accomplished so much in so little time.
I don't know, man. What exactly did I do other than running? I mean, sure, Benny's in the corner to my right, but that just means that I run so much I've inspired others to start running as well. Anyways, he rambles. A lot. About his lifelong dream of feeling the ground shake. In the weather monitoring station, the guards instructed to give us the platinum chip. We can use it on the console to unlock the entrance to the Securiton vault, and Mr. House says hi. He's feeling insulted that we didn't take him up on his offer of visiting the Lucky 38. What can I say? If he wants to chat, he can just pop up on my Pip-Boy. It would be basically the same thing. Now, the Protectrons are fine. The turrets can be a bit more complicated to deal with. As we see another light show, we're so tired we go to sleep right then and there. After waking up, we put on the vault suit because I forgot to re-equip it after talking to the Brotherhood, and through some medics, stimpaks, and turbo, we can make it to the console. In slow motion. I upgrade the Securiton army into their Mark II, pop up 2 extra turbo, a stealth boy, and use some more stimpaks. I made it out, this got me to level 6, I put the points into medicine, took the travel light perk, glanced at Benny and who's all happy and giggly.
I felt the ground shake a while ago.
We level up once again, this time I improve sneak, and even though Kaiser ordered us to say hi to Benny and decide his fate, I'm just gonna leave. The platinum chip's still on our inventory. I can just fast travel back to the New Vegas Strip, so that's what I do. Victor opens up the doors to the Lucky 38. As he does, we get invited to meet the ambassador. Yeah, no, I'm not gonna do that. Instead, what I'm gonna do is sell my snow globe to Jane and make it to the terminal. The platinum chip unlocks the way to Mr. House's control room. The Securitrons don't follow you into it, and with the press of a button, everyone's favorite cyborg mommy can finally breathe in some fresh air. Now, and this is annoying, but it's only after his pod thing's audio finishes that our options come up. Just gonna disable him. He can make friends with germs and bacteria if he so chooses. The house has gone bust, and the Securitrons decided to relax.
Enjoy all the Vegas Strip has to offer.
Emily's lurking, demanding favors, even though we never met. I say if she wants to bug the Lucky 38 that badly, she can just go inside and try it for herself. I wouldn't stop her. And with that done, it's time to go back to Yes Man. We've met everyone we needed to. I tell him that we can just ignore them, that Mr. House is enjoying his retirement, that the Securitrons under the fort have been improved, and that he can make himself at home in the Lucky 38. He doesn't waste a second, takes the Platinum chip, we go over the unskippable Securitron upgrade demonstration. I tell him that we don't care about Kimball, and so the last thing we need to do before the endgame is to install an override chip in the Eldorado substation. I fast-traveled back to the 188, made sure it was daytime when I arrived to the substation. Everyone was outside sunbathing. A gal starts running towards me trying to tell me not to go in, but she doesn't come in. 10 out of 10, job's done, not one soul saw a thing, and I can just fast-travel. Old Ben comes out of nowhere to warn us about something we already knew. I get to level 8, keep improving sneak, get the toughness perk. Emily has a poor understanding of what the word no means. And as I'm looking to my health bar, I decide this is the perfect opportunity for a picnic. Yes Man then tells us that Kimball's had a bad day, and that the Legion's marching towards Hoover's barrage. At first, I just wanted to run until the offices, but that is a lot of people wrestling with each other, so we'll give them a couple seconds. Seems that the Legion came out on top, which really doesn't suit me since the NCR is the one that isn't bothered by my presence. Yet. I failed my parkour attempt, but I did remember to use the stairs. The door to the offices is right there. I heal, make the run for it, and we made it to the heavy troopers.
You shouldn't be here. It's best if you just move along.
Through a speech check, we can get them to be backup to someone that didn't need backup to begin with. They leave, and that opens the path for me to install the second override chip. This time to grant Yes Man control of Hoover. And yes, I'm avoiding the second word like the plague. I am not gonna bet on my accent versus YouTube's algorithm. Anyways, I pulled the switch, a couple legionaries seem to be really into running as well. They don't follow us. The Securitrons and the Centurions were having a barbecue. They were so easy with each other that I didn't even meet anyone, and we made it to the Legate's camp. 3 Praetorians cannot but resist the urge to show me their gloves.
Like that?
Sure, whatever, leave! And finally, Lanius.
An envoy of Vegas, yet you carry yourself for battle. If so, you cannot truly be of that city of cowards.
The Yapmaster 9000 keeps going for a while. 100 speech is enough to convince him that logistics will be the Legion's downfall, if they don't retreat, and only in the Mojave. And he's dumb enough to agree. What? They're gonna bring more lunch boxes next time they come by? The other members of the Legion stand down, and here comes General Lee Oliver, doing the slowest of walks. And can you beat Fallout New Vegas? As a pacifist? Of course you can. Oh, and the General's getting a lesson in physics. The one thing I regret was not getting a Deathclaw omelet, cause that can be done super easy and very hard as well. But well, as always, remember to check the playlists for more challenges and the channel for more videos. If you want to help me out, you know what to do and which buttons to press, and I'd like to give a big shout out to Steve Whittle and to John Walker for their support of the channel. And to you, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, I hope I'll see you on the next one, and I hope you have a good one. Bye!
And I guess I'll see you around. We accomplished a lot together. It was fun. Take care.